Hello, I'm Dr. Mike Schneider, and I have managed and worked in this industry of occupational health for over 20 years. So I'll go through this, how to set up our spirometer, the vitalograph. So I'll start by showing what you have. So you'll have, that's the spirometer vitalograph and the cable. Now the cable, you have a USB cable and you have the other end, and this goes in the actual vitalograph. And here we are, the vitalograph and the cable with the USB in actual laptop. Now, this laptop is a bit slow. So you just do the function once and wait. It takes time, is an upgrade coming, but for the time being, it's just going a bit slower than what you like it to be. So you need to be patient and don't repeat the operation or the function or pushing any of the buttons, you just do it once. So what I meant is double click. And so not just once, just double click it and let it be, and it will open the vitalograph program. And as you can see, it says, do you want to change the following program to make it change this computer? And the answer is yes. Now, this takes a bit to upload many thousands of patients, so just let it be. So here we are, and we just need to put in this password, which is Perry84. Perry84 with capital P. Obviously, it's very important that you get this right, because it will cease and freeze if you enter the wrong password 3 times. So be very careful with that. From there on, it takes time. Well, it's happening nice and quick now. So my advice is never log off or switch the laptop off. When it's all done, just close the lid and it's fine. As long as you remember to save the last spiro test. I've done this mistake several times before. I didn't save the last one and I lost the last spiro reading. So it's important that, number one, don't log off, don't switch the laptop off, and remember to save the last spirometer before you shut the lid down. And that will be more than sufficient. So yes, we do regular backups and we say, okay. Now we come to, here you can see numbers. We don't want numbers, we want names. So we go to last name. And from there you can retrieve patients' files by their surnames. And for example, Mr. Summer, I'm just waiting. Here, don't worry, these are all names here. So as soon as you get that screen, you go and put the patient's surname, and I'm assuming our patient today is Mr. Summer. And here is Mr. Casey Summerall, and he's a male. So what test do we want to do? We want to do the FVC. Functional vital capacity, which is the capacity of the lungs that we are gonna be testing for. We're gonna see the capacity of the lungs and how much air can be contained in our lungs and how much we can rapidly expel or exhale this air within half a second, 1 second, and 3 seconds. Hence, the very importance of when they breathe in, they're gonna breathe out first. So we tell the patient, breathe out, all the way, then take a big breath in, all the way till you can't go any further. Now you're gonna blast it. You're gonna blast it in that tube of the spirometry where the mouth is sealed properly around the mouthpiece. You need to demonstrate that. You must demonstrate it. But Mr. Summerall, as you can see, he has done our spirometry test since 2016. I've trained them all very well. But if somebody new, then we need to demonstrate how to do it. So it's the biggest breath you can ever take, then mouth around the mouthpiece, very nicely sealed and tightly sealed, and you blast it. And you keep exhaling, exhaling, exhaling till you can't go any further. And I will tell them that. Take a big breath in, lips around the mouthpiece, and then blast it. And I'm going to encourage them to keep saying blow, blow, blow again and more and more and more till they can't go any further. So I'll compare that to a bucket full of water. The bucket full of water is, you're going to empty it all because you want to see how many liters in that bucket. It is the only way. You want to empty the lungs and shrink it to the maximum so we know what we have agreed that we are testing, the FVC, which is the functional vital capacity. So now we are waiting, checking all the ports. And here we are ready to start. Perfect. Now it's very, very important. I can't stress how important it is when you open the screen to find the predicted values. Now, these are the predicted values for a male of certain age, of certain height and weight, and smoker or non-smoker, and its ethnicity, because there is variation in the ethnicity and the expectations of the lung capacity. Now, any of the data entry that is not complete, you will not get predicted values. And now I'm going to show you how to enter a new patient. Well, we go to File. You hover over New and go to Subject and double click or one click. And it opens that screen. So gender is very important because the majority of people forget to put the gender and we don't get the results we want. So we put gender, assume it's a male. First name, we're going to put test for now. And do not use middle name. Last name, test. Population, you must enter population. As I explained before, that it is sensitive to the variation and expectations of the predicted values for each ethnicity. Now, you're not gonna find everybody in this group here, and you will need to get the closest possible. You're gonna have European and Asians, African, Oriental, Caucasian, American, African, Mexican, and so forth. So let's say we're talking to a Korean because there's no Asians. So we're gonna add these Asians and Koreans. So let's do Korean, just to be specific. And we're going to continue date of birth. So we can enter any date of birth. Can we please do, let's say January. Yeah. And the year. Age 59. Okay. What's the height? we'll do 172. And we're going to do the weight of 75. The BMI is calculated automatically. And the smoking is very important. So let's say he's a non-smoker. So I want to just really stress the importance that all the data are entered properly. The majority of problem I see with the spirometry results is lack of data entry proper. Now, if it happens that you made the mistake and you didn't enter properly, you can always come back. And then you push enter. And here we are, we have got the details of the new patient. So we have got a male, test, non-smoker, and all the data are there. So now it's time to do the next, which, as we said before, is FVC. Remember, we're doing a functional vital capacity. It has to be FVC. And that opens that screen. And as I said, the most important is to make sure you have got the predicted values showing that there's nothing missing. Sometimes you get some and not the others, meaning that the data entry is not complete. Now that we have done that, you can see that we are ready to go. And it has got those lines. Why? Because we expect the patient to have exhaled 80% of his total lung capacity in the first second. And obviously it gets less and less. So we ask them to blow all the way, and we see the graph forming here all the way till there's no more air to blow out.
So in the bag, you've got a whole lot of mouthpieces. They all come sealed. So you'll just need to open it up. There are two sides. So you'll need to grab the circle side and ensure that the circle side is put onto the handpiece like that. Just let the patient know to grab the handpiece. They need to take a big breath in, and on the exhale, seal their lips around the outside of the mouthpiece. And on the exhale, they need to exhale as hard as they can, as long as they can, and you should be guiding them as to how long to keep going. So to keep going, and on the screen, you'll be able to show them when they should be stopping. And then if they can continue to exhale, they need to keep going. Just because you've said stop doesn't mean that they should stop. So they can continue until they've exhaled everything. So I'll just give a big demonstration. So a big breath in, and then on the exhale, like I said, seal, and I'll demonstrate now. So that's how it should be done. And like I said, you guide them. So keep going, exhale as much as you can, and you can stop when you're ready. So they're the 4 prompts that you should be giving them. So once you've clicked FVC, you will receive the blow now prompt. That is when you do tell the patient to grab the handpiece and to inhale and exhale as hard and as long as they can. I will demonstrate, but if you can, tell the patient to exhale and seal their lips around the outside of the mouthpiece. And once they've inhaled and sealed it, they're just going to exhale for as long and hard as they can. I'm also going to show you, whilst I demonstrate, how the graph shows and how it comes up as I'm exhaling. At point 2, you should tell them to keep going. So you just want to prompt them to exhale as hard as they can. And once it reaches the 2, just tell them to keep exhaling. Once it reaches the 4, keep going. And then once it reaches the 6, you can tell them to stop. And if they can continue after the 6, then just let them exhale everything out. So it's keep going, and you can stop when you're ready. So you're not going to tell them to stop completely, but stop when they're ready. I'll now demonstrate, and you will see on the graph. So it's a big breath in. As you can see, 2 keep going, let it all out, and you can stop when you're ready. This is an incomplete test session, and that's only because I stopped and I didn't exhale fully. But that is, you will receive a message after that, whether it's a acceptable try or if they need to do it again.